Should you quit a toxic relationship? That is a great question. For those of you who have visited my channel, thank you so much for doing so. I do have a couple of videos on quitting. What are the dangers of quitting? What are the warning signs? What are the consequences of quitting? And I have, for the most part, talked about quitting on jobs, quitting a job prematurely, quitting a job because it's too difficult, etc., whatever the case may be. And I have also talked a little bit about, quitting as far as relationships are concerned. I've kind of touched on it just briefly. I wanted to use this opportunity in this video to talk about quitting when it comes to a toxic relationship. And we have not talked about this in depth. First of all, let me talk about a toxic relationship. A toxic relationship is defined in my book. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not any of the above. I'm not a professional as far as counseling is concerned, or a minister, ordained minister. But I'm just talking from experience. In all of my videos, I always share based on my feelings, based on what I've noticed, what I've witnessed, what I've been through personally, and also based on what I have learned from counseling, from having mentors, from, going through situations, and thank God, going to the other side of the fire, going through the fire to the other side. And hopefully my experiences can help bless someone out there based on, what I've learned. As a normal human being, I'm no different from you or anyone in the world. I'm just basically here to share my experience. And hopefully this can be an outlet for those of you who do not have an outlet to talk about some things that people may not quite resonate with, or maybe these topics are topics that, kind of pique your interest and you just want to learn more about it. That's great. When we talk about toxic people, we talk about people that may be labeled as controlling or abusive or narcissistic, or people who are always about themselves. When we talk about narcissism is someone that is overly obsessed about themselves to the point where they have no concerns, they have no thoughts of people on the outside. It is all about them. That topic is a lot to unpack. I'm just gonna drop that there, and I'm going to go back to toxicity. So with the toxic nature of a person that you communicate with, you will notice that when we talk about toxicity, we're talking about anything that's like anything that makes you feel bad about yourself. So you're around that person, you're talking to the person, and you are getting to know the person, you're working with the person, whatever the case may be, and you're in their presence, you feel very awful about yourself for some reason or another. It's like you just feel bad about yourself all of a sudden. And that toxic nature is what sucks the energy and the life out of you. And for some reason or another, all of a sudden, you feel drained, you feel, insecure, you feel horrible about yourself. The person makes you feel like, all the bad things you can think of feeling. That person makes you feel either all or a few of them when you're in their presence. And that is because they are all about control. They're all about controlling you, controlling the universe, controlling whatever comes in arm's length of them. And with that controlling nature, it requires that, the people that are around them do what they want them to do. And if they don't, then there's arguments, and there's an issue, there's they want to fight, they want to do this, they basically want to harm, they basically want to make it clear to you that they are not to be messed with, because they are in control. So with toxic people, and I briefly mentioned about narcissists, which is, that's a lot to unpack. But both of those terms, it's all about control, right? It's all about them controlling the external, whether it's people, the job, whatever is going through their project. They are all about controlling what is in their peripheral, what is in their vicinity. So if you come across them, you are going to be one of their targets, and you are going to be someone that they are going to try to have join their bandwagon, if you will. That's just an example. And they are all about feeling superior. They feel like they are to be praised. They are to, they feel entitled. Like, they don't have to necessarily work hard for what they receive and out of life. And again, this is just based on my experience. I'm not saying that in this video, everything that I say is 100% correct. I am just telling you based on my experience, what it is that I have learned and how I got to the other side of that trial that I went through with toxic / narcissistic people. Just a disclaimer. Now, when you come in contact with toxic individuals, it is important that you have boundaries. And a lot of times what I do is I envision myself in a big bubble. And when I go out, whether it's to the store, whether it's to work, wherever I go, I always try to envision myself in this bubble. And that people are not allowed into that bubble unless I give them permission to. And with toxic people, you will notice with them, they will try to invade that boundary that you have. They will try to break it. They will try to barge through it, to get to you, get really, really close to you too soon. Okay? And so it is your job to protect yourself from these type of individuals. There are several red flags. And so like I said, number one, the first one would be that they try to invade your boundaries. And that could be as simple as you saying, if they say, let's say a guy approaches a female, approaches you, and, hi, you are so beautiful. I was wondering, would it be possible for me to take you out on a date? And you say, oh, no, I'm good. Thank you. But no, thank you. And they persist and they persist and they persist until you say yes. That's a red flag. Because basically, after the first time, after the first no, that is an indication to you, if they don't respect that no, again, entitlement. They feel entitled. They feel like everyone around them should say yes when they propose something. Everyone, when it comes to, jobs, that's a whole nother situation, because when they are on the job, they don't feel like they have to follow rules, and it's a whole lot of confusion with them and the boss, and because they feel like they should be a boss. They feel like they are the boss of their universe. So who are you to tell me what to do with my life? Even though, and so when it comes to legalities and rules and all of these things, stopping at the following the red light and all of these things, they have an issue with that. Okay, that's not your problem, that's theirs. So for an example, with this person that's trying to go out with you on a date, no, I'm good. So that is where you're gonna have to set your boundaries and say no, I said no. And if you have to say multiple times, you do. And even if you have to say, if you do not stop trying to ask me out on a date, I'm going to have to let the authorities know that you are harassing me. Whatever you need to do to let this person step away and let them know that you mean business. There are toxic people everywhere. Just because you're faced with a toxic situation, domestic violence is never okay. So I know I talk a lot on my channel about quitting and never giving up and, just pressing through, going through the fire. Now, in the case of toxic relationships, you need to get out. I do not tolerate and I do not advocate for, you know, domestic violence. People putting their hands on you, people controlling you, people, playing mind games. They call that gaslighting, people gaslighting you to make you feel like something wrong with you, but nothing wrong with you, but they're just trying to make you feel like something wrong with you because they, it could be they're jealous of you. It could be because you got something that they don't have. It could be because they see that you're strong and that you are able to say no and that you have boundaries in your life. They don't like that. So they're going to press you. They're going to test you. They're going to try to break you. All right. They're going to try to try until, like I said, they break you. And so there are people like this everywhere. On the job, there are people like this at the supermarket, at school, even if you have kids, you might run into that kind of principal at your children's school, or one of their teachers are like that. In their head, it's all about them. They're always right. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't want mediation. They don't want people telling them that they got something to work on, and all of this, that their way is always the right way. And so when you talk to a toxic person or a narcissist, from my experience, it's like talking to a wall. You can never get through to them. No matter how hard you try, you will never get through to them. They will never get it. That's what I said in the previous video, or in a video some time ago. I said, look at it as this. You're supposed to just focus on you, how you can better yourself. Don't focus on them and that they're the problem. They did this to me. They did that to me. You focus on you and how you can protect yourself, how you can cope with whatever the situation is. Because like I said, if this is a boss, if this is a coworker, there's HR and there's, ways to mitigate that. But if you are in a toxic relationship, such as a boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, that type of, or even a marriage. Well, the marriage is a whole nother video, but who I'm talking to right now are people who are in a dating relationship. You're looking for a spouse, or, whatever the case is, and you keep running into these type of personalities. It could be because of how you were programmed as a child. That may require you seeking out a counselor, seeking out a mentor, someone that can help you to unpack your past. If there's a repetitive, if you're constantly running into this type of personality everywhere you go, that's not normal. If it's everywhere, if it's on your job, if it's, in dating relationships, if you keep attracting the same person but different name, that is showing you what is you're attracting. So basically, you attract what you are constantly thinking about, how you're feeling, how you were programmed as a child. All of that is shown up based on what you keep attracting in your life. That's another video as well. But I just wanted you to be aware, because I know that I'm always talking about don't quit, don't give up, press through. With the job situations, like I said, with the jobs, if it's impacting your safety, if it's something where you don't feel safe, you being sexually abused, where you're, being harassed, report to HR ASAP. Make sure you document everything, have a paper trail. If it's been more than a day, more than a week, more than a month, keep a paper trail of every single occurrence. The date, the time, who it was with, when it happened. Keep a paper trail. Write it down or type it up, whatever you need, to do. Eventually you'll have to type it up, so it'll be good to type it up and, make sure you have that ready so that when you meet with HR, they're going to ask for documentation. They always do, because they want evidence as to what's really been occurring. Okay, and so there's steps to do all of that, but I really want to emphasize, because this has been in my heart, in my spirit, that I need to emphasize that, if you are in harm's way, if you feel unsafe, if you feel like you have to um, have a mediator, or have intervention to help you with the toxic person that you're dealing with, by all means, get all the help that you need. Get all the help that you need. Please do. Please do. Man, woman, get all the help that you need. And I just want to make that really clear, that, there are situations where you can hang in there, and you can, persevere and get promoted, and do the right, and pass the tests. You can do all of that. But then there are situations where a boss wants you to sleep with them in order to get promoted. That's not the kind of pressing through I'm talking about. I'm talking about, pressing through when there is when it's not you risking your integrity and your name and your worth. It's not you giving up your body, giving up your integrity or your character or any of that. That is not the case. But what this is really about is that you really have to set boundaries from the very beginning. Usually this is how it works. You have to let these people know that you're not playing. You're not playing around from the beginning. And sometimes we slip, we fall, sometimes we laugh and we, think it's a joke, or, whatever the case may be. And, we may go out on a date with them one time and there are red flags everywhere. Everywhere. But if you don't have your eyes open to pay attention to what the red flags could be, you will not have an idea of what to look for, if that makes sense. You're going to fall in the same trap over and over and over and over again. It's very scary. It is. And it comes with experience. It comes with time. It comes with getting to know yourself. I would even, advise you, if you're, broken, and if you're feeling very scared and not knowing what to do, because this toxicity is so thick in your environment, I would say to get help. Seek help for sure. Seek help. Don't play with it. And with the red flags, you may not know what to look for. That's okay too. With the help of a counselor, there's free counseling out there. You can Google free counseling in your area, whatever the state is. Google it, and you will see them, pop up. I've gotten free counseling at certain, different churches, and so we have resources. There are resources out there to help us. We just have to seek it out. We just have to look for it, and we just have to believe that, that everything is going to work out for our good. If you have any questions, leave comments in the chat. If you have any concerns, any thoughts, leave comments in the chat. Like I said before, I'm not a professional counselor, minister, or I'm not a professional mediator, facilitator, whatever you want to call that. But I just want you to know, or therapist, but I'm sharing this based on experience, that when it comes to toxic individuals, they're dangerous. They're dangerous. Okay? I've seen it in the news over and over again, where we see people lose their lives because they thought these people would be playing, but they ain't playing. So you have to get serious with your life and be like, you know what? I don't feel safe in this situation with this individual, so I'm going to get the help that I need, and that is okay. I fully support that. So just know that if you are in a relationship, or you keep attracting toxicity, there's help out there. Okay? You can definitely get the help. I fully support you not moving forward with a relationship or a job or a project or whatever the case is, if you know that your safety will be at risk, if you know everything in your body is saying don't do it, then don't do it. Okay? If you know that you are, seeing red flags and whatever, and you're not able to cope with life, or cope on the job, or cope in that relationship, because you're constantly being controlled and demeaned and feel like you're not good enough or whatever the case is, that is something you may need to unpack with a counselor, with a therapist, with a mentor, with someone that can help you to work through what you're feeling, so that there can be a distinction as to what's really going on there. Okay? And so it's been 20 minutes. I won't keep you any longer. These are just some thoughts that I wanted to share with you about toxic relationships and the dangers of these kinds of people. When you encounter them, be on your P's and Q's, be on the lookout. And you don't know, because usually they're wearing a mask, so you can't say, oh, toxic individual. No, it's over time. The mask comes off gradually, and you see the real them. So don't be surprised if at first you see them and then it's a great individual, happy-go-lucky, everybody loves him, everybody loves her. It's just, the family loves them as well, or the family meet them or whatever. And so at certain times you have to see, because the mask comes off and then it comes back on again. It comes off and then they say something or do something and it comes back on again. So great actors. They're great actors. Absolutely. But anytime people does something or says something that is, it tears you apart on the inside, because it makes you feel like your life is not worth living. It makes you feel like it is that you're going crazy, that something is wrong with you. That's a sign that that person or those people are trying to make you feel like you're going crazy, but it's called gaslighting. And like I said, it's so much to unpack, but I just want to kind of drop that on you for right now, and then we'll continue this with a part 2. But for right now, I just want to let you know that this is your year. Don't give up. Okay? Do not give up. Know that there's help out there if you need the help, and that you can talk to me if you need to. Put your comments and your questions or your thoughts in the chat, and we'll go from there. Until next time, guys, be safe, be well, and be blessed.